until we dismantle this regime, our political prisoners will be in prisons.
I've been wondering for 3.5 months why I'm still free.
Almost 10 months, we don't have any communication with her. Basically, we don't know whether she is alive. My sister, of course, she understood at that time that she can be arrested actually at any moment, really any moment. A lot of people started to ask Maria whether she would leave the country, but she always said that she would not leave because at that time a lot of her colleagues and friends were already in prison. She was kidnapped on September 7th in the center of Minsk. She was alone at that time, and for one day we didn't know where was Maria actually. And one day later we got to know that she was brought to the border with Ukraine, and Maria was pushed in a car, and they supposed that she will leave the country, but she tore up her passport and she got out of the car and she went back to the territory of Belarus because it was on the neutral zone between Ukraine and Belarus.
Belarus and their autocratic regime is nothing new. It has been in power, the current leadership, Lukashenko, he has been democratically elected in 1994. And since that, there were almost no years where there were no political prisoners. When Lukashenko was elected in 1994, he was democratically elected. So those were the last democratic elections in the country. He started building a real autocratic regime in the first month of his rule. But when they realized that he's going to build a dictatorship, people went on streets.
Thousands of people nationwide went on the street demonstrating for free and fair elections, and also against the dictator Alexander Lukashenko. What happened afterwards was a brutal crackdown of those protests.
Lukashenko lost the election, but he usurped the power. He didn't agree to leave the post, and people went on streets. So the number of prisoners that you are talking about, 1,500, is the record number for the Belarusian history. The results of the elections are fake, they're false. Lukashenko is not considered to be a legal president. That's why I don't call him president. That's why officially European states don't call him president. The official election results, which were not true, because Belarusians know that Svetlana Tikhanovskaya was really elected.
Не сподівайтеся на ніякого месію чи одного чоловіка, який прийде і нас усіх вирятує. Tikhanovskaya. Belarusian sovereignty is under threat. We see the signs of Russian occupation of our territory, the presence of Russia in all the spheres of Belarusian life, in education, military, economy, propaganda is very active in our country. And it's actually Lukashenko himself selling Belarusian sovereignty piece by piece to Putin just in exchange of political and economical support.
Svetlana decided to step in and candidate. And then it was I would say the biggest mistake of the regime. They just let her be a candidate, and she and also Maria Kalesnikava and the wife of the third candidate, they united, and it wasn't a real opposition. It was just a counterforce.
Of course, we saw a lot of changes and possibilities for civil society also, but for cultural changes. And Maria had experience in Germany she loves modern music a lot, and she was probably the first person who brought it to Belarus. She wanted to show it she wanted that people in Belarus also get access, see what's going on in other world, in area of art and in music especially. Like that, she met Viktor Babarika. When Viktor Babarika announced that he will run for presidency in May 2020, he asked Maria whether she would like to join, and she accepted.
She has never been like a political active person, but she's also one of the prime examples of people who have been stepping in 2020 and thought, okay, that's the right time to do something, get active, get on the street. And after Viktor Babarika and his son were detained and imprisoned, yeah, she stepped in and joined the team of the democratic forces together with Svetlana Tikhanovskaya.
November 2022, Maria was pushed in a punishment cell in colony. It used a lot for against political prisoners when they break some rules, but it's really systematic against political prisoners. It's so cold that they basically could not sleep, and during these 10 days, just imagine, yes, that they need to move constantly. There is a small bench which is like closed during the day, you cannot sit. Some also chair made of stone, so it's very, very cold around it. And Maria said that one day that she made 15,000 steps just to get a little bit warmer.
Every political prisoners, they have problems with their health, mainly because of the bad food and no direct sunlight. I mean, they have windows, but it's like they are not clear. So there's no real sunlight, and a lot of like prison cells, they don't have any window at all. And Maria Kalesnikava, she was in a really bad medical situation. Her health was really bad. On one side, because of the conditions in the prison, but she had also health problems before, non-related to her imprisonment. But she was denied her medicines, and that led to her hospital treatment.
Maria felt so bad that she was hospitalized with a perforated ulcer, and as she also commented after it, that actually she was saved. Like it was the last possible moment, and she was saved by the doctors. It was a civil hospital where she was brought for the surgery. And just several days after, like 5 days after, she was brought back to the colony. Almost 10 months, we don't have any communication with her.
Really close relatives like a father, a wife are, according to the law, allowed to meet like people in prison like once every 3 months. But now it's already like over half year that her father is not allowed to meet her.
Nothing at all, no visits from relatives, no letters, like both ways, no phone calls, and lawyer is not able to visit her also. She obviously should have access to communication, to letters at least, but she is not allowed to what we see. Basically, we don't know whether she is alive.